Do you know what is tea? Hello everyone, welcome to my channel specialized in tea. I'm An Yu, focused on exploring Chinese tea. Today, I will explain what is tea for you.
What is tea? Have you ever asked yourself this question when you drink tea every day? When I asked people around me, I found what is tea is a question that everyone seems to know, but most people can't give an accurate answer. The reasons for this phenomenon are too complicated, but if you do not understand what is tea, then all the subjects of tea, such as the role of tea, the composition of tea, the production of tea, the composition of tea, the classification of tea, etc., cannot really be developed. So what is tea is the most basic definition of tea. For everyone who is interested in tea, after understanding this problem, there will set up a fundamental foundation for other problems of tea. So today we will find out and talk about what is tea. Tea originated in China. The first systematic and comprehensive book on tea in Chinese history, also in world history, is the Classic of Tea, written by Lu Yu of Tang Dynasty in China about 1,200 years ago. At the beginning of the book, the growth environment, height, shape, flower, and fruit, rhizome of tea plants are all described in detail. This is the definition of tea in ancient Chinese literature. It is still of guiding significance for people to recognize tea even today. Translated in today's language, this passage means tea grows in southern China, and the height of the tree ranges from 1 foot, 2 feet, to 10 feet. From the description of the height of tea plants, we can find people in ancient China had already known tea plants, not only including shrubs but also including small trees and large trees. What follows is a description of the tea tree from the whole to the details. The overall appearance of the tea tree resembles a melon reed. The leaves resemble gardenias. The flowers resemble white roses. The fruits resemble palmetto. The stems resemble cloves. And the roots resemble walnuts. Those description of tea is still very instructive today. It tells us, where can we find tea? Southern China. Height of tea plants, 1 foot, 2 feet, and 10 feet. How to distinguish the appearance of tea plants? Compare and identify from the overall shape to the details of flowers, fruits, leaves, rhizomes, and all aspects. After knowing the definition of tea in the Classic of Tea, it is easier for us to understand the definition of tea in modern science. First of all, based on the common sense of most people, we know that the process of making tea is roughly from picking tea leaves from tea plants, then processing them into dry tea. So, there are 3 important key points in the whole process: tea plants, tea leaves, and dry tea. When we figure out what tea is, we have to figure out those 3 key points. After explained the definition of tea plants in the Classic of Tea, now let's take a look at how modern science defines tea plants. Following Lu Yu about 1,200 years ago, botany was developed in Europe in the 16th century. Humans began to have a discipline specializing in plants. Many years later, in 1753, the Swedish botanist Carl von Linné first named the tea plant Theacinensis L. Based on the tea leaves collected in the Wuyi Mountains region of China, Theacinensis, which means Chinese tea. Then, in 1881, the German botanist Ockens further named the tea plant Camellia sinensis L.O. Kunz based on Carl von Linné. At this time, the botanical attribution of the tea plant is clear. Tea plant is Camellia sinensis, belongs to the genus Camellia, Theaceae family, Dicotyledonous class. sperm at og hai ta, and regnum vegetabile. In daily life, we often drink some different tea made of herbs, but they are not plants of the Camellia family. Actually, they are not tea. After figuring out the botanical definition of tea plants, let's move on to the tea leaves. This question seems much simpler. Tea leaves are definitely the leaves on the tea plant. But when we produce tea, not all the leaves on the tea plants can be used. Only the young leaves and buds on the tea tree can be used to make tea. In China, people only use the newly grown buds and new leaves of the year to make tea. Picking leaves has different standards according to the time, place, tea type. There are young buds. 1 bud 1 leaf. 1 bud 2 leaves. 1 bud 3 or 4 leaves. But all those leaves must be the newly grown leaves of the year. After picking, those fresh tea leaves are processed into dry tea, which is the tea we can buy everywhere. Back to the beginning of the video. What is tea? Tea is a kind of drink. This drink is brewed cold or hot from the dry tea, which made by new buds and leaves of Camellia family tea plant. Now, knowing what exactly tea is, do you want to take out all the tea to check? If yes, please let me know by the message. Thanks for watching. If you interested in Chinese tea, please do not hesitate to subscribe my channel. See you next time.